want to talk today about lag. Now, this is one of those things where everybody says you need lag in your swing to produce speed. Everybody's crazy about speed. And look, speed is an important part of playing great golf. You want to hit the ball long distances, you want to produce speed, and you want to maximize your body's ability to produce acceleration in the golf club to hit the ball as far as you can. So speed's an important part of playing golf. But here's the thing, it doesn't mean you need to go out there and swing harder. And that's what everybody thinks, is I got to produce all this swing speed and I got to swing harder and harder and harder. What you need to do is you need to work on your technique so that you can get the maximum rotational velocities out of your body in the club. Now that doesn't, let me rephrase that, because that doesn't mean you need to rotate the body as fast as you can. It means you need to rotate it correctly so that the arms can produce maximum amounts of speed. So let's just talk about lag. And this is where people tend to get it wrong, because they're trying to create more lag. And the goal is not to create more lag, and I want to say this in the right way. The goal is to create the proper sequence of body events so the club then lags and it can then accumulate the speed it needs to create. So let's just talk through what the body is doing and then how it affects the club so we understand what lag really is. So I'm going to set up to a golf ball here and just kind of walk you through the swing. Now I swing the club on a single plane. The reason I swing on a single plane is because I believe it's the absolute easiest way to strike a golf ball. The single plane is nothing more than starting the club on the same plane as you impact. So the single plane swing I find more effective and easier to get to the most important moment of impact. But all great golf swings have lag. It doesn't mean, if you're on a single plane, you produce lag. If you're on a two-plane swing, you produce lag. So lag is produced in the same way, except I produce it in a non-rotational way. I might discuss that here in a second. So let's talk about lag. So here's what happens. I set up and I take the club into a backswing. Okay, so there's a lot to talk about there, but we're going to kind of leave that in the can right now, because I want to talk about the downswing where you start seeing speed being produced. So what happens is I'm going to move into my knee. So I stabilize the lower body. So that first move is critical. And I don't know if some of you have trouble with that, but a lot of people do, is they move their upper body first. And the problem with upper body first is it doesn't have time, there's no stabilization for the upper body. So lag is when I take the lower body and I stabilize it, and then I rotate the pelvis and the torso. So now what happens is the pelvis moves first, which means the torso moves second, which means the arms move third, the hands move fourth, and the club moves fifth. So see the sequence of events: pelvis, torso, arms, hands, club. The sequence of 5 events occurring in an order is they're lagging behind each other. So what you have is the pelvis moves first, the torso second, the arms third, the hands fourth, the club fifth, and you get this sequence of events, which is the releasing of the power of the club. It's the sequence of events that matters, but it's also the fact that you move the body in the proper amount so this can have time. See, lag is a timing event. It's the hands staying behind something. So if my hands stay behind the torso, they're lagging behind. But if my torso stops too soon, and this is what happens, and this is my solution for you today. I take tons of data on students. I measure their lag and I measure their body motion to see what's going on. Most people are stopping the torso too soon. Okay, think about this. So I'm in the downswing, I'm stopping the torso too soon, and the hands go too soon. So the hands don't lag and they release early. How many times have you heard about the release early? Now, let me tell you a quick story. You cannot fix the release early by holding lag. That's a myth in the golf swing. It will not occur, and the reason it's an impossibility, so I'm going to repeat that. You cannot fix your lag, you cannot create more lag by holding your angles, by holding the position. You cannot do it. And here's why. Because the torso doesn't reach the proper bend and rotation. So if the torso isn't opened enough, the hands cannot lead. Okay, I'm going to say it again. If the torso doesn't get in the proper position, the hands cannot lag and lead. So in other words, if you're releasing early, it's because this is not in the proper rotation. So we got to fix that. So here's what I want you to do. Now, obviously, I want you to set up in an ideal single plane, which already has, because of my tilt, my handles of the club is already in a leading position. I'm going to take the club back, but I'm going to rotate the torso. I'm going to rotate the torso open so the hands can lead. See that? And I'm just going to hit an easy one. I'll hit one easy at first. Here we go. Okay, so I felt my torso open up and the hands lead. Notice how the backswing was a little short, but it's probably pretty good. So there's your drill. Now, here's some elements of the drill that you must get in place if you're going to try this. The reason I was able to keep my torso in a rotation was my feet were planted. So I kept my knee flexed and my foot down, which stops the pelvis. See that? I can only go so far, which allows this to open up. I'll do it again now. So watch my feet. See that? So here's what happens, and I'll end this by telling you how the lag was produced there. The lower body stops. Okay, foot on the ground, knee flexed. The foot's on the ground here, it stops the pelvis, so the only thing that's left is torso. Torso opens up, so pelvis first, torso second, hands third, club there at the end, and then all that sequence of events, so pelvis, torso, arms, hands, club, that's happening all because of stabilization here, rotation here, opening up, hands lead and lag. That's occurring, and I'm putting my torso in the proper place so the hands can lag. So once again, you cannot fix your lag by holding angles. You can only fix it by leading with the torso so they can lag behind. That's my single plane solution for you today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to find out more, it's monormangolf.com. Learn more about it.